Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. I'm going to come back and have a go at this beautiful. It's called Layers of Beauty. Absolutely gorgeous. You get, ooh, a little leaf fell out there that I cut out the other day. You get the dies, you get the stamp set. We're going to need these leaves. And you, oh, there's a little die there. And you also get the masks if you buy it as a bundle. So what I did, I stamped my image and then I had to try and line all my dies up. So I've come up with a solution. I've got some scratch paper. So I've got a card base. I have the Petunia Pop, which is a tiny, oh, I might have to trim that down a little bit. This piece is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8, and this is for my sentiment. I'm changing the sentiment from happy anniversary to happy birthday. This is a piece of just standard card that's gonna go for my layer, and this is the piece I cut out for the other cards that I did the other day. So I'm going to glue that on, and I may just trim a little bit just to give me the decent border all the way around. So I might have to trim that one. Let me just check. Oh yeah, I'm going to take a little fraction off that. So it's 5 3/4. So I'm going to take it down a fraction. Whoops. So it layers on my card a little better. That's better. I've got a nice little white border all the way around. I'm going to grab some, I'm going to glue this down actually. If you give me a second. This is a piece that I cut out from a different card. And that's just come to the end. Great stuff. These are great. They're only £1 each, if that. I think they worked out about 89 pence or 92 pence each. I bought a pack of 24 and it cost me £21, so off Amazon. So this is just plain white card, and it's not Stampin' Up, it's one I had in my cupboard. So I'm going to do a small border. Just so you can just see the white. I can see a little bit where, and then I can trim that a little bit off as well. Let me just grab a little tiny bit of glue because my tape runner didn't go all the way to the edge. Let's make sure that's stuck down properly. Is my glue even coming out? Yeah, now it is. There we go, I can see it. Oh wow, this is not coming out. There we go, I got it. Oh yeah, it's oozing out now. That's got it. I don't want it peeling up on me. And I'm going to show you a trick. I think most people don't use their, oh, what's it called? Stamparatus anymore because it retired. Why would they fetch something out so valuable? That's cute. That's better. So we've got a nice little trim all the way around. And while the glue is out, I may as well just layer these cards together because they can be drying in place while we do the other bit. Now, I always fold my cards and make sure, because sometimes you get a little lip on the back, so you don't want the short end on the front. So, nice little white border all the way around. I mean, you could pop this on dimensionals, but we're going to have our stamped image and die cut flower on dimensional, so I don't want too much bulk. Perfect if you are giving it out as a handmade card. Now I'll just check in that I've got that lined up. Absolutely beautiful. So our card's prepped. This is what we're going to use for our image along with our die. I've got a small piece of, this is succulent, soft succulent. And what I did, I cut a large flower out and the small one, and then I cut this one in half. So let's do that now. Get those bits out of the way, and then we can concentrate on I just wanted to tone down the green, if you know what I mean. I didn't want it to, the flowers are vibrant, so I didn't really want bangingly bright little die cuts of leaf. Hence the reason I used a retired soft succulent. Beautiful little leaves. And then just pop out the center pieces. Perfect. See what I mean? I did explain about this. It splits, comes apart. I mean, they're only, I think they're £4 on each, maybe a £5 each, but they don't last 5 minutes. But they are magnetic, and while you've got them, I just totter along with them. But I managed to get 2 flowers out of 2 lots of leaves out of that small piece. I'll get my little die cut pieces. So these are just to decorate around, and then what I like I say, I just cut that just through the center there, just to separate. So I've got 3 lots of leaves without having to cut 3 lots of leaves out, so they can stay there. This is for my happy birthday. And pop those dies away now before Gaynor loses them. And let's get our bits popped away. Now we're gonna, I've got, these are all marked with 1 to 5, but I'm gonna fetch my stamparatus in. I did stamp my image first and then had to problems lining it up, so I'm gonna clean that ready for later, and then I can realign it as we stamp. It's so much easier. I did everything the wrong way round. I tell you what, I'll show you what I used, and it's ideal if you haven't got a sticky mat. I know you lovely ladies have got your scan and cuts. So on the first one, I stamped my image, took the film off, and then stuck my card on here. And where's that gone now, that mark? And, excuse me. There. So I had my card stuck in here, and I've got a little triangle there that I fit my triangles. Let me take that off. Put that back away. I did some, look at that. That's just cleaning off my blending brushes. I think I might use that as a background on a card someday. But you've got little triangles in the corner, and I kept having to line it up. So what I did on my mat, I drew a permanent marker with my Everblends in the corner, so I could just keep relining the mats up. So I don't need this section yet. We will line that up again in a minute. I'm going to put my card base in, and I've got these wonderful corners. Make sure they're nice and straight. And then, I mean, I've got double corners. I mean, I could use this, but it's going to interrupt my mats. So, again, I get them right. That's number 5. Let's just make sure we've got them in order. And be careful, when I was cleaning them, if you look carefully, these are very delicate, so I bent one I use my bone folder just to straighten it back out. So just keep it flat and be very gentle when you're cleaning, and if it bulks up, just go back over on the other side and it should straighten it back out. But be very careful with them, they're very delicate. So this is number 2. So keeping my cardstock in place, and I can pop this. I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna put my card. I tell you what, the best thing to do, grab a glue dot or 2, because I'm die cutting this out. I'm just gonna flip and put a dot top and bottom. These are just glue dots, as long as I don't press too hard. Oh, cling. So I'm going to make sure I've got my paper, and I'm just going to press them in. So that's not going to come off now unless I tug it really hard. Now when I line up my mat into this corner, it's a little bit off, but again, because I've only added a glue dot, I'm gonna leave myself about ½ an inch. I'm not pressing too hard, I just want to test that is there. But that's much better. I know I'm going to get all my image now on there. So I've got all my colours. I'm using Petunia Pop, Fresh Freesia is my first colour, Petunia Pop is my second, and I'm using Berry Burst as my third. So layer 3, layer 2, layer 1, but you get the flower, you get a detail, and then you get the leaves. So, and if you notice, some of the little flowers I've used in yellow, and I'm using Crushed Curry for the dark, Lemon Lolly for the light, and my leaves I'm using for the light, Soft Sea Foam and Soft Succulent for my leaf colours. So I'm going to try keep these well spread. I got my little mug with all my coloured well, that's for with all my colours. So I'm just going to gently take my time. I've got the paler colour, I've got this pushed up nice and tight, and making sure it's quite level, and I've got the same distance down this side. I'm just going to brush, and I'm just going to gently go over my flower. So I want the smaller flowers in yellow. And don't worry if you get the shading not as you want it. I mean, I don't have any masking tape at the moment, so don't worry if you get a build up like that. We're going over with darker colours, deeper colours. And I'll clean my masks up later. I think if you run them under a nice cool tap, if it's like the embossing folders, it'll come off lovely. So there's my Fresh Freesia. I will come back with it. I'm going to use the dark one for my darkest colour. So I've used the Fresh Freesia. I'm going to come in with the Lemon Lolly now for the smaller flowers. And I'm going to use the same, whoops, don't move your thingy gainer. That's it. And just get my yellow flowers in there. The Crushed Curry will help to darken those in their masks in a minute. I did have one pink little flower, but I decided to have yellow flowers after I started doing it. So But there we go, mask 1, peel off. Set that aside now so you can wash that later. Close that ink because I don't need the lemon lolly anymore. And I'm moving down to mask number 2. See, it's poking up, so I've got to be really gentle. Perfect, line up. So again, I'm with the pink. And which one? Oh, there, sorry. I will show several cards using this set. Some with the mask, some without the mask, some with heat embossing, just to give all the different varieties. So that's my pink one done. Make sure you click these into place, otherwise they dry up. And then I got my crushed curry. I'm not going wild on it. There we go. So we're done with the yellows. Lift that up. Set that aside to wash. Look how I mean, you could just do that without doing any outline. So this is number 3. And now this is where you get that. Oh, what did I use? Oh, I didn't. I must have to come back with my. Let me just go over those. I'm going to do the lighter center, I think. Oh, I tell you what. Do you know what I could do? Oh, now where am I gonna do this now? I've got so many brushes. I've got them in all different colours. I have these off Amazon. So I'm going to take a brand new brush. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use my basic grey just to put the centres to represent the stamen on the tiny flowers. So just to darken them a little bit. Perfect. Now for our deep colour, and my deep coloured brush. And you think you've made a boo-boo, but you haven't, trust me. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Pop that in there. And look at that. Changes the flower totally. Just look at the beautiful yellow and the dark centres. But it changes that flower. Absolutely stunning. So I'll put that over to wash. Now we're coming in with our leaves. And just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm coming in with my soft sea foam. And I'm only giving them a light dust. I want that soft succulent to pop out and give the detail on these leaves. It's marvellous how they do these. I bought stencils for other sets and I've never used them, and now I've used this, I might give them a go before they retire. I don't care, I'll use them afterwards as well. That's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going You put that to one side. Look at that. Now wait till you see the detail come up on there. And I will gently wash those. So here's our mega detail. Make sure I've got that lined up. And now I'm using the soft succulent. I know it's a retired stamp, but ink. You just know it's going to look good. Because while you're blending, believe it or not, you can see the underneath colour. And you just know it's going to look beautiful. And that's how quick it is. If you've got it lined up like this, you haven't got to worry about, but look at that. You could just leave that like that. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. So, there's my masks. Keep them. I will clean them and pop them away later. Keep a little cup on your desk for your blending brushes. That way you haven't got to have them all sprawled all over the place. I'm going to get my plate ready for when we're going to come and stamp in a moment, die cut in a minute, because I can't fetch everything across. Right, now we're going to peel back this beautiful, we've cleaned this, get my door back on, wrong way round, is that the wrong way round? Yeah, no, I had it the right way. There we go. Now we're going to line up this beautiful flower. Oh, there we go. Oh, now, there we go. Does that look right? Again, it's a little bit hard to judge. Whoops, sticky fingers. The leaves are, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold my paper down. I know I've still got my glue dots. And I use my glossy accents to pick up my dies. And I just make sure that it's still in place. And I'm going to use my black memento. I like to give it a rub and a tap. I'm just going to look through that. Looks pretty good to me. So fingers crossed this didn't move out of its spot.